I see both Sherry and me bopping our heads. So welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us today here at FTWConf in the main track. And thank you for joining us, Svetlana. So joining us is Svetlana. I'll let you pronounce your last name yourself, if you don't mind. I'm not going to try it. I'm sorry. She's a junior front-end developer at Green Mobility, which is a company which operates a car-sharing platform with 100% electric cars. She works daily with TypeScript, React, HTML, CSS, Storybook, Tailwind, GraphQL, etc., etc. Well, I can kind of imagine the stack you're working with. She's originally from Serbia and a mother of two and happily married. So thank you for joining us, Svetlana.
Thank you, and thank you for a really nice introduction. And yes, I'm still happily married.
Good to know. So, well, what does Green Mobility do, and what does a typical day of work look for you?
So you already said Green Mobility is a company that operates a car sharing platform with 100% electric cars, and I, as a front-end developer, I have diverse tasks, and I really like to work there because it's like it's challenging and it's dynamic. So I can, as a junior, I can enlarge my knowledge about the technologies and the things that I already know, but I can also, gain more knowledge about technologies that I never worked with before. So yeah.
And how did you end up coming from Serbia, ending up in Denmark? What's the story?
Yeah, so my background is in design. I have a bachelor degree as a graphic designer, and I worked as my previous role was senior visual designer. And I worked for the company that was part of one of the competition in Esbjerg on Jutland here in Denmark, Next Step Challenge, and they won the competition. So they decided to move to Denmark and to started working from Denmark. So they offered me to come here as a designer to work for them, as I worked for them in Serbia. And I moved here with my family. And of course, as majority of startups, they have sad stories. The company had financial issues, and I lost my job, and I was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and we were in the position where we as a family had to choose what should we do. Should we go back to Balkan? My husband, he's from Bosnia, or should we try to continue living here and working in Denmark? So we moved to Copenhagen because he found a job here, and it was a little bit tricky for me because I was without job. And as a pregnant person from a country that is outside of European Union, in a new city, and I don't speak language, and I needed to do something for myself and to see where my career will go, in which direction. I think I found on some of the experts group on Facebook a story about Hacky Future School. And that's the school for asylum seekers and refugees and the people that like from disadvantaged groups. And the goal of the school is to teach students web development, and then at the end, the students should try to find a job or at least internship. So I thought that's a really great opportunity for me. I still remember because I started to work as a web designer, so I worked a lot with HTML and CSS. I remember that that was a long time ago. I remember it was really interesting to solve bugs related to browser optimization, because at that point you needed to write special CSS almost for every browser. So I thought that that's really great opportunity for me, that I should apply for the school. And I applied, but at the end I was rejected, and that was the first. Not so nice situation, but I got a really nice email from them, a long email with a list of all resources. How can I learn web development on my own, and which courses I can, follow, or also that it's really important to be part of community. I also got the feedback that somehow I should try to show to them that I'm serious about becoming a developer, and that I really want to do that. So I started with the first course, and that was Free Code Camp. I finished, I got the certification, web design, a responsive web design certification. And I also decided to be more active in the community world, and I become a member of Rails Girls Copenhagen. There was also a lot of workshops that I attended. One of them was Angular workshop for women that Sherry was organized. And I also tried to be part of a lot of meetups with both design and coding teams. And then I applied again for the school, and I was accepted. And let's say my coding journey started.
Cool. It's so funny to hear you say I got a rejection email, and then I thought, oh, this is how did this go wrong? But actually, the rejection email was the thing that got things really rolling for you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I don't know. They really explained that they were people more in need of help than me, and of course that was totally, transparent, and I really like that. And that's one part, and another part was that I really got that list of resources, so I could try to start to learn, everything on my own, and so of course I was a little bit stubborn and persistent, so yeah, here I am today.
Those are really important.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's important to have. Be a bit like that. You have been a designer. Now you are a junior software developer.
Yes.
Was this always your dream?
To be a developer? To be honest, I finished something like high school. I finished pharmacy, and I started to study pharmacy back then. But at some point, I noticed that I don't like that, and I can't see myself as a future pharmacist. And then I always have to say I have really supportive parents, and I found a really supportive husband. So I always have. I was in the situation where I could choose something else for me, maybe better. So when I decided to not study pharmacy anymore, I was on a path where I could choose either design or coding, and I chose design. But that wish for become a developer was still somewhere, in me, let's say like that. And then when I moved here in Denmark, and when I was in a position to try to do something else for me, something new, then I just chose to be a developer. So yes and no. Maybe it wasn't from the beginning, from the childhood, but at some point, I got that wish to become a developer.
Beautiful.
Then,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear that the way you actually, after you got that email, how you studied, and keeping in the back of my mind that you were also pregnant,
Yes.
and had to search for a job and switching careers, and it's massive. This, it's a massive investment you made there.
Yeah, but when you're pregnant, hormones are kind of crazy, and you're a little bit, not on your own, really. So maybe you you will try things that you'll never try before. Maybe, let's say, like that. But there is also that wish to try to do as much as possible for your kids. So maybe that's the reason why I was also more persistent than average, let's say like that.
This is why they advise you not to buy a house. But okay. So more about the program, like Hack Your Future. You graduated, you found a full-time job. This is, I think, a success story for graduating from the program.
Thank you.
So are you still contributing back to the community, and in what way?
Yes, so I can't imagine myself as a developer today without the Hack Your Future School. And I really like everything that school do for students. So beside the bootcamp that they have, like the same that I finished, they also organizing a lot of workshops, of course, coding related, but also I don't know, about Scrum, about how to write CV and how to get your first internship. I don't know, it's like they're organizing a lot of, it's possible to gain some of the certifications, for example, Umbraco. And yeah, so I really like the things that school does. So at some point I also became a student representative in the school. So I hope that I will do that job as good as possible, since I'm there to help students in their own daily activities, and to also get feedback from students so school can be even better. I'm also trying to help students with reviewing code, or to give any kind of advice related to my journey, how to find a job, how to find an internship. So yeah.
And other people who are watching right now and thinking, hey, that's Hack Your Future. How can other people support Hack Your Future?
They can become a partners. And I think you can find on the website, maybe we can share somewhere the link to the website. So one part is becoming a partner. Another part is give, for example, monitors or laptops, anything that the company, for example, doesn't need, but it's really valuable to Hack Your Future School. You can also engage or try to share the story about Hack Your Future and how cool is the school, and so more people will hear about the school and try to follow my path and my journey to become a web developer.
Yes, I guess I can also add a few more things as well, because the people that they are watching us right now, they're also working at companies, and they can exactly be the people that give this opportunity for the graduate of Hack Your Future to get the internship, or even become the company, convince the company to actually to invest their employees' time, or even some money to support them to keep the program running. Because this program, the beauty of it is that is all run by volunteers, and all the mentors, they are people like Svetlana, that they are contributing with their time in the program.
Yeah,
Okay,
voluntary basis.
So if you are watching and you happen to work at a company, having, jobs opening, like job openings, you are looking for developers, for instance, well, I think everybody who works at a tech company has job openings. So actually everybody who watches this could help, right?
Yes, there is also a hire section on the website where you can see who is available for a job.
And even maybe for the countries that they don't have Hacker Future, they can look for finding similar programs, or they can try a program like that as well. Find the like-minded people who can see that it totally can change people's life forever.
Yeah, and there's a shout out in the chat from somebody who just graduated and wanted to thank you for your awesome help. So there you go, Svetlana.
Yes, thank you.
Great, Svetlana, from Amber Bloomberg.
Yes. Yeah, I helped a little bit her with her journey.
So maybe we can also ask you a little bit about that since you're also in the front-end community as well, that how do you prioritize what to learn as well? Because all of this trending technology coming all the time.
Yeah, I think that's difficult question, because I'm one of those developers that want to learn everything. But I suppose one part is related to my job, so I'm learning everything that I need for my daily tasks. And then recently I also started to learn, for example, React Native, and that was also super interesting. So I don't know, one part is related to daily tasks, another part is just for me, things that are interesting for me.
And well, I don't know if you have any free time, but what do you do if you have free time?
So as a mother of two, I'm mother in my free time, if I have free time. But I really like to travel. It's a little bit difficult to travel these days with Corona and everything. But you can always, if it's weather kind of nice, you can walk, you can try to investigate neighborhood. I live in Copenhagen, so like going just through the Denmark, and but I'm just a mother playing with my kids and trying to relax as much as possible, let's say like that, or read a book or something. Depends on how free I am, really.
And when you get back to your IDE, then we want to know that, are you using tabs or a space?
Yeah, the question.
Tabs.
Tabs. Oh, okay. Now we know your personality. No,
Yeah,
just
it looks like.
Yeah, I'm
now
I'm
it's clear.
Yeah. At least that's clear. Sometimes if you ask it, then people are like, should I say this? It is a loaded question for sure. Hey, and do you have any role models who inspire you? Maybe earlier when you're looking into the tech field, or maybe even now.
I can't say that I have a role model. I'm always trying to that's difficult to explain, but I don't know. My parents taught me to believe in myself and try to achieve as much as possible as me, and not follow others, if you can understand that. So I don't have role models. I admire all people that let's say they're happy whatever they are doing, and if they're happy and achieve something, and they always wanted to achieve that, then I admire that person, definitely. And I'm trying to do the same for me.
You can be the role model now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Definitely, you are role model to a lot of people.
Yeah, I can't see that, but yeah, thank you.
So I also know that you are, apart from Hacker Future, you also, I see you at the different meetups, at different community events as well. So what do you think that you actually, while you are going there, you have all of you have your kids, you have the job, and so on. So the days, of course, I'm talking about the days that we used to go to the in-person events and so on. So what do you think that you can achieve by going there?
Yeah, depends. I like to go to both, like meetups related to design, and I'm still trying to be part of some of the UX groups, both in Denmark and Sweden, because I think UX or design in general is really important for front-end developers. So yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, you can always learn something new, or at least you can hear something new about the subject that you never heard before. There is an interesting story about my current boss. So that was like almost 2 years ago, before I started with Hacker Future, he was organizing GraphQL workshop. And I was there, but I couldn't understand anything. Literally, I couldn't understand the sentence that he said. And at some point, I was totally lost. And but when I applied for a job, for example, I said, I was on your workshop, like GraphQL. I couldn't understand anything at that point because it was too advanced for me. But here I am now, like I'm trying to be a developer in your team. So I think as a part of community, or you can always meet interesting people. You can learn a lot of things, but you can also meet interesting people, and you never know. Yeah, maybe you will.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah, super cute.
Yeah. Hello.
Say bye-bye. Okay.
So you never know, like one part is learning a lot, another part is social aspect.
That's true. That's true. That and both of them, they are equally important, in my opinion.
Exactly. And yes, I still think that one of the reasons why I got this job was that I was part of community.
Yeah, it's easier that when you exactly you meet the person earlier, and then after that you go to the interview, you already had some connection before.
Yeah.
That makes everything 10 times easier. I totally understand what you say.
And it also shows something, because as a junior, you have to show that you're really serious and that you really want that you are eager to learn. So I think with the going to meetups and every kind of workshop, you're just showing that you're serious about
Yeah, we heard the word community many times, and that is great, because you can't say it enough. Community.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how did you actually get an interest in these technologies?
Yeah, one part was because we learned that during the web development course in Hacker Future, and then I think it's also important to follow latest technologies, and majority of those technologies are the latest one, the modern one, that are super popular these days. So yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask if you scream at your screen sometimes about CSS, but that's just my personal frustration. So let's not bother people with that. So thank you so much for joining us, Svetlana. We are going to take a brief look at the schedule. So thank you very much for joining us and sharing your inspiring story. Yeah, we hope to see you at speaking at one of the conferences.
Yeah, maybe.
sharing
Thanks.
more knowledge and inspiration.
Thank you for sharing my
Looking
story.
forward to that. So let's take a brief look at the schedule, because this is the main track where you are at this moment. And we will, in a few minutes, have an inspiring story, listen to an inspiring story by Emma Rees. But at the same time, there's in the security channel, there's Alyssa Miller, and she will talk about threat modeling. We also have Nitya, and she will be in the creative track. And she's really good at those, what do you call it? The visual notes, note taking, sketchnoting. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Two people at the same time. But that's interesting, and she will share more about her journey from self-care to tech storytelling. In the career track at 8:15. There will be a panel discussion about HR. And then around 8:30, there will be a session by Ayla, which happens to be a colleague. And she will share her exciting, inspiring story as well. How she became a software engineer while she was a recruiter. Or no, sorry, talent sourcer.
Yeah,
it's all in the name. Right?
I should say that she is the reason that I am also working here, because we met earlier at the community, and as we all discussed, that when you're at the community, you grow your network.
Yeah.
And that can be helpful for many reasons.
Yeah, the person who hired me actually went to another more technical role as well. Very, very inspiring, and so true. So before we go to the next inspiring story, we have this little pre-roll, right?